There's a pretty simple reason why you're not making progress in a language, and it's so simple that I think a lot of people don't even really realize, kind of, they don't even really consider it because it's so obvious. And the reason is that you are not doing the things required to learn a language. But what does that mean? That kind of sounds like a little bit of a cop out. Well, I'll explain what it means. So with any goal, be it learning a language or it could literally be anything, it doesn't matter. There are going to be a couple of things that you need to do to actually achieve the goal. So for language learning, we know there's stuff like flashcards, etc., that you need to do to become proficient in a language. If it's the gym, you need to, if your goal is, for example, to be physically fit, we know you need to do some kind of exercise, you need to eat healthy, etc. And I think the problem with language learning and with all of these things actually is that people are very naive and they're unwilling to do the things required to actually learn a language. They're happy to set the goal, they're happy to have something they're working towards, and they'd like to have it for free if they can, but they're unwilling to do the things required. And I think that is one of the biggest problems, and it's one of the most, one of the biggest causes of unfulfillment within any kind of goal. So me saying that is all well and good. Me saying the reason you're not learning a language is because you're not doing the things required is true, but it's not particularly helpful if I don't tell you what you should be doing. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to imagine that here's you on this side. Well, this is my first time filming out here. I've got the pool, so it's kind of relaxing. But here's you on this side of the screen. Here's your goal. In between you and your goal to learn whatever language or whatever it is, there's basically a line. It's a progress bar. So you start over here with 0 and it fills up across the screen to your goal. A lot of you aren't doing anything to actually fill this progress bar up. And that's why you haven't made any progress, because you've done nothing. You haven't actually done anything to make progress in your goal or make substantial progress. So how do we actually fill this progress bar up? Well, it's simple. It's by identifying the few tasks that are high ROI, we've talked about that before, that actually fill up the progress bar and take you towards the goal. So if you're learning a language, you kind of already know what you should be doing. You're choosing not to do it. So to make progress in whatever language you're doing, obviously you need to understand more words. There's no native speaker that doesn't understand words. Okay, so we can work backwards from there. How do we learn more words? Well, we need to encounter more words, first of all. How many words are you actually encountering that you don't know? Are you reading in the foreign language you're learning? Are you listening to content you don't understand? Or do you get frustrated and you throw the book away or take the headphones off straight away without actually making progress because you can't listen to anything you don't understand? That, I think, is one of the silliest things. People can't actually listen to anything that they don't understand the words of, or they get immediately angry. I just think that's really, really weird, and it's not gonna help you. You have to be willing to listen to things and consume content that you don't fully understand, or you're not going to make progress. So that's words. You need to encounter words you don't know. What else is there? Well, obviously you need to be able to put a sentence together. How do we put a sentence together? Well, we've got the words, we already talked about that, but you also need to know actual grammar and actual sentence structure and how to correctly say words. Like, you wouldn't say, I is here, you say I am here. You need to understand things like that. How do you understand things like that? Well, it's simple. You consume content continuously, you build up the rhythm of it, you watch videos or read guides from native speakers that are explaining problems you don't understand, and over time you acquire words and you become better, and you fill up that progress bar. Like, think about all the things we just said. Imagine you're acquiring words and you're understanding how to put sentences together, and you're getting more and more complicated with the things you can say, and you're able to talk about more stuff. That progress bar is filling up because you're actually doing these things. It's not filling up now because you're not doing the things required. And that is basically my message for you today. You need to identify the things that actually fill up the progress bar and do them. Because we've got a bit of a problem, I think, in the modern world, where people constantly look for shortcuts and hacks and cheats, and they don't actually want to do the things required. And it's basically their downfall. They either give up on the goal, or they kind of half-ass the goal and they live vicariously through other people on social media, and you know how it goes from there. So don't be one of those people. Don't be a spectator. We've talked about that before as well. Be an achiever and make sure you are doing these things, and make me proud as well. Cool.